Today I want to give you an update on my broody girls. I have 2 broody silkies that regularly go broody after a few weeks of laying eggs. Okay, so there's my broody girl sitting on her eggs. Good girl. And food and water on this side so that she has to get up and out of her nest box to take care of herself. But the other problem with cold temperatures is that I have to keep changing out the water. So that's half frozen. It's actually not too bad. But I have a thing of fresh water here that we're just going to replace it. Okay, so earlier this morning I went and put this tarp over the roof. I'm just hoping to absorb some of the sunshine, which it was sunny earlier, but now it's a little cloudy, and just help keep that coop a little bit warmer. She did make it through the 10-degree night last night with no heat lamps, so unless we're getting closer to 0, I'm not going to put a heat lamp in here. And this week is supposed to warm up to in the 30s and 40s during the day, and 20s and maybe upper teens some nights, but mostly 20s at night. So I think she should be good for the next week or so. And we're also going to see if we have another broody. I think we might have a second broody in here. And yes, my quiet girl. If she's going to be sitting in the cold anyway, I might as well have you do a job, huh? Okay, so we might have 2 broody girls. Just got to figure out which eggs to give her. Just realizing you changed your nest box? That's not good. I see eggs sticking out from under you, Mama. We're on day 18. 3 days till day 21. Sometimes I'll see chicks starting to hatch as early as day 19. So over the next few days, we're going to have hopefully some babies in here. Got food and water still on the opposite side, so that she has to get up and take care of herself and not do that in the nest. Although I know she has made a little bit of a mess of her eggs in there, so I don't want to touch them at this point, other than that one I'm going to try to push under her so it stays warm. And I gave them eggs in February in Michigan. Yes, I know. I did the same thing last year, and we had the same kind of back and forth weather between warm and cold. And actually this time last year, we had 11 inches of snow on the ground. And last year they did great. I had no problems with it. They had, majority of eggs hatching. All the chicks that hatched survived. I do like to hatch eggs in February, primarily because, especially for the layers, because they'll start laying in August, and that's when the rest of the flock is starting to molt. And when they molt, they don't lay so much. So it kind of supplements the laying, because the pullets don't molt in the first year. In fact, they're not really called hens until they hit their first molt. Even if they're laying, they're called started pullets. So if you get them going and get them hatching in February, they should start laying eggs in August or September, which is perfect timing to keep a production going. So I gave my hens eggs. Well, there have been a couple differences this year. Not so much the fluctuation temperature-wise. We had that last year. I used straw as the nest box bedding instead of pine shavings, which I used last year. One thing I noticed is they've been pushing the straw to the edges of the nest box or out of the nest box, but leaving the bottom of the nest box bare, and then sitting on the eggs kind of hunkered down into the straw. So not sure if that had any effect on keeping the temperature of the eggs up or not. But the other thing I'm worried about, I didn't candle my eggs, which I should have done. I just been so busy. And by the time I was going to get to it, they were already like 18 days, and they're supposed to hatch at 21.
So for the other issue, my girl who is now sitting on eggs for 24 days, one, she soiled the eggs. I don't know if that had a problem. None of them hatch. None of them are making a noise. This would be actually in 2 years my first clutch failure. Hello, Mama. I know. Let's see what's up there. Bunch of dirty eggs. We're gonna go back here, just to the edge of the woods, get away from the coops a little bit and see what we can see when we crack these. I'll crack them against the tree. Okay, ready for stinkiness. Egg number 1. Oh, nothing in it. Number 2. Uh-oh. Oh, nothing in there. Disgusting. Nothing in there. And there's a reason why I'm wearing gloves. I don't want my hands to get stinky from this disgustingness. Oh. Same thing. I don't think we have any fertilized. Well, that would be why we don't have any chicks. Just a bunch of rotten eggs. But not just that. My other girl's been sitting on eggs for 21 days as of yesterday. I don't hear anything under her either. So I do have a theory about this. These are eggs from 2 different flocks. So I don't think it's, infertile rooster or anything like that. Plus all my roosters have produced fertile eggs in the past. However, the one big difference this winter was that I had a fall clutch where we had a bunch of cockerels. And as you know, I posted a video, we culled all the cockerels this week. We had 3 silky cockerels and 2 main flock cockerels. They're mixed breed. But the problem is, I think, is that the roosters were probably chasing the cockerels around. Not that they were fighting or anything, but probably, it may have been enough to distract them from actually mating. Sorry, my dog stopped walking. So if they weren't mating, I'm guessing my eggs weren't fertile, and I had this in both flocks. So I'm wondering if that caused a problem. Well, today I'm probably going to take away at least the one silky girl's eggs, the one who's, I guess today is 25 days with nothing. Now I'll see if I hear any peeping from the eggs, because they usually start making noises just before they hatch. So if they're just really far behind, that's one thing. But I'll probably crack some of the eggs just to see if there was any development, because that'll tell me whether or not they were fertilized. And just see what's going on, try to analyze that. If they were fertilized, then it's not a cock problem. Maybe in the straw. But I doubt that, because a lot of people use straw in their nest boxes. I think I'm going to go back to pine shavings, because they seem to keep it under the eggs better. So it gives a little extra layer of insulation from the underside. Anyway, so we're going to do that. And just see what's going on, at least with the first girl. The second girl, I'll give her a few more days, but probably not much longer, because she should be 21, 22 days right now. I'll probably give her to day 24 or 5 to see if anything happens. Okay, so we're just going to go in here. See how my other girl's doing. She's sitting on eggs from the main flock. And last I checked, we didn't see anything, or hear anything. Hi, girl. Anybody making noises? Try some. Oh, I heard something. We may have. Oh, I hear cheep cheeps. I feel somebody moving. Look what we have! It's a baby. Is that the only one, Mama? Yay! Yeah, we have a fertile egg. Yeah, so at least my other roos weren't as distracted as my silky roo. But I don't know what the success rate is because, of course, I did not candle any of the eggs. But we have a chick, at least one. I don't hear any other cheeping. I know, okay. We'll get back in there. And there with the mama. Okay, it's not very dark, but I pretty much candled all these eggs. There's 5 eggs left from my other broody mama that are regular size eggs. They are pretty much clear, so not anything fertilized in there. So I think our issue was distracted roosters, is my theory, and not so much anything else. The temperature is similar to last year, and last year had great clutches. So for next winter, I might need 3 winter coops. One for the main flock, one for my silkies, and one for any chicks that turn out to be cockerels.